Before this video begins, I'd like to let you know that there's a link up in the corner to my Patreon where there's a public poll to decide which wood I'm going to use for my marking knife. That video is also up in the corner. I really need your help to figure out what wood I'm going to use because I can't decide. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're in my workshop and I have 6 shop hacks for you. So let's get started. Now if you're anything like me, you might have a couple of these files laying around, the ones that you can switch out the handle for different files. And you're always losing the handle. And also, you have the little rubber gasket always falling off, but there's a way to mitigate that. We can throw a golf ball in our vise and drill a shallow hole into it. Then, with a nice slight tap of the workbench, or with a mallet, you have a nice, comfortable handle. They come off super easily just by tapping it on the bench. Now the second hack I have for you, I did a video on. You can find a link to that up in the corner. This is just a furnace filter taped onto a box fan. It's super cheap and it helps clean up the air. I run this for about an hour and a half to 2 hours every single day in my shop, and it really helps clean up the air. You may be able to see kind of need to replace this filter sometime soon. I think I'll be able to run it for 2 or 3 more days, then I'll have to change it out. I don't know a single person who enjoys sweeping their shop. Maybe if you're weird you enjoy it. Sometimes it's nice and satisfying to listen to a podcast or some music or a show while you're doing it. But what I found what makes it a lot more easy for me is this little dust collection system that I put up on my floor. It's very simple. All I have is my hose, which is right here, running into this triangular type thing. That creates enough suction to suck up any dust that I sweep into it, and then it runs into my shop vac. Just a warning, it is very loud. Sometimes the dust needs a little bit of convincing to get up in there. I think we can all agree that sharp tools are some of the best things in the world, except some of the sharpening systems out there are way too expensive, especially for me, who's a student. So instead, what I've ended up doing has been taking some simple tiles, which are flat enough for my purpose, and getting some adhesive back stropping film and high grit sandpaper, this is 800 grit, and using that to hone in my tools. What I can do is I can actually butt my little sharpening system up against my bench vise, which is about 2 or 3 millimeters higher than the surface of my bench. That way the little sharpening stone doesn't move. And then I can just go ahead and strop away without the little stropping plate moving. Now, my shop is in the basement. That means there's a boiler behind that sheet over there, and there's also laundry over there. Now, the reason I have these sheets up is to stop dust from going into those areas. So, putting these plastic sheets up, which you can get from any, home supply store, like Home Depot. I'm pretty sure you can get them at Lowe's. I got mine from Home Depot. I'm not affiliated with them at all. But it helps keep the dust out of these areas and keeps it confined to my workshop, where I can clean it up with my dust collection systems. The last hack that I have for you is that old saw blades like this are great for tool making. They're usually made from some sort of high quality tool steel, and from that nice tool steel you can make your own tools. I actually am working on a project where you can find the first episode up in the corner in the cards, where I'm making a marking knife. This is a piece of that steel, and I use an old saw blade. Now just remember, the saw blades straight out of the factory have been heat treated, and they will absolutely destroy your perfectly good files if you put them to the hardened metal. You want to make sure that you find a way to soften the metal by tempering it. The way I did it was I put it in a fire and let it heat up nice and hot, and that got rid of any heat treat that was on the blade, making it soft. So that does it for this video. I really hope that these hacks are useful to you in some way. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you really love what I'm doing here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.